I'm excited. The reason why I'm excited is because we're getting into our first fashion video. Hey! I'm not that good at being excited. Before we get started, as always, please like this video, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at FineWine216. Today we are going to dissect, I think, one of the hardest things for people to get a grasp on when it comes to fashion, and that's matching versus color schemes and when to do which. Before we actually get into this, I'm going to tell like a quick story from high school. It's my senior year in high school. At this point, I have built up a certain reputation for being fly. Like, it was kind of ridiculous. I don't think I necessarily did it on purpose, but it got to a point where people were calling me a pretty boy, if you could believe it.
Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag.
It's funny because looking back on it, I wouldn't do any of the stuff I did then. Now I was doing ridiculous stuff. Like, I would wear a Lacoste shirt with the green alligator, and I would match the green and the alligator to like the green in my socks. Or I would wear Billionaire Boys Club like ice cream jeans, and I would match pastel colors in the jeans to the pastel, like the orange in the Jordan. Like, I was wilding. But I'll never forget, it was in the winter. My best friend at the time, Justin, he pulled up. He was wearing, I'm trying to remember what he was wearing. He was wearing like a maroon sweater. He was wearing a maroon sweater. He was wearing a green scarf, some sort of gray hat. As soon as I saw him, my first thought was to roast him. I'm like, boy, what are you doing? You wearing green, red, and gray. You look like a blind Mexican.
Get him. Oh, green Jimmy the Cricket suit wearing ass motherfucker. Get him. Oh, short Colin Powell haircut having ass motherfucker. Get him.
Mind you, this is what I wanted to say. Instead, I looked at him and I was like, bro, you literally don't match at all, but somehow it works. And he looked at me and he kind of smirked and he said, yeah, I know. Change the whole game. You kind of have to make it look like you just threw it together and somehow it looked flawless. I mean, when you match everything, it looks hella tacky. I'm gonna get shoes with these red shoelaces and it's gonna match the stitching in my shirt, and that's gonna match my boxers. Like, are you dumb?
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb, huh?
Using a color scheme shows your eye and versatility. You're not confined to just one color. Like, it's not a uniform. This isn't preschool. You gotta be able to do more than just one color. Next question, obviously, is how do you color scheme? I mean, if you refer back to the example with Justin, you have to notice, even though there were a lot of different colors, it was all kind of in the same dark winter season-ish sort of feel. It was dark green, maroon, gray. And I know that sounds overly simplistic, but that's a hell of a start. You basically have to know what colors pair well with each other. Only way you do that is practice. Warm colors tend to go well with each other. Cool colors tend to go well with each other. Colors right next to each other on the color wheel, usually a safe bet. And I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I'm gonna break all this down. In terms of pairing colors, black is usually a safe bet. White is also a safe bet too, depending on the season. Gray also works well with a lot of different colors. What I want you to notice in all three of these is their neutrality. You could have a pair of dark camouflage pants that pair really well with low top black sneakers, but if you take those same dark camo trousers and you try to get some camo shoes, you're gonna end up looking like Duck Dynasty, and I'm not sure you were going for that. So I'm gonna go through and analyze a couple of different celebrities that I feel like do a really good job of mastering the color scheme. The first one is Robin Thicke. So Robin Thicke does a really good job of tying in either white or black with most of his ensembles, and what I like about him is that he does a really good job with classical looks. The next that pops up to my head is Neo. I like him because he has a balance of streetwear and classy looks, but this is a perfect example of colors right next to each other on the color wheel. The next one that I actually wanted to get into is ASAP. Listen, I'm gonna get close so you can hear me. Do not try to jump out the window and do what A$AP Rocky does. You will fail. So again, I picked A$AP because I like how he mixes urban wear with more traditional classics, but this is a perfect example of how you execute in terms of color schemes and not matching. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Just have fun at the end of the day. As always, if you like this video, like, subscribe, follow me again on Instagram, FonWine216. I mean, I do a pretty decent job trying to do the color scheme thing. Comment and let me know if you want me to do examples of certain women that are in the public eye that I feel like do a good job with the same concept of color schemes versus matching. I mean, to be honest, most of the women I know have it pretty down packed. But fellas,